origin of me.
Lois Lane. Welcome to Comics League Dark. I am Jared. I'm here with Robert. What's up, brother?
Not much. And hey, who else is here?
And we got the Heat Man. What's up, brother?
Flame on. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. So today, our topic lineup is we're going to talk about DCKO, that announcement, and a bunch of comic stuff because a lot of cool stuff happened in comics. Tom King's Absolute Travesty. That was Wonder Woman 23. The Alien Earth trailer, and there's and a few other things.
I was just gonna say Wonder Woman number 23. Bad as it was, not the worst of his run. So I did his later run.
Let me put it this way: it's the stupidest. I'm gonna make.
Oh yes.
It is the dumbest of his run.
And yet I will say this: I'm already getting a feeling I'm gonna enjoy the Mouse Man stuff more than the Sovereign stuff.
Oh, the Mouse Man arc is going to be a relative improvement because at least it's engaging. Say what you will about being lackluster, but at least it's engaging.
Right.
Sovereign, that just, I don't know if it was an editorial thing or Sovereign just wasn't going anywhere for really being honest.
As long as we're talking about, we might as well talk about Wonder Woman.
Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Rip the Band-Aid off.
And I can't think of a better clip to introduce us to this than...
Hereby complete the mission of the Amazons by ridding this world of you forever.
So JJheat, have you read the issue?
Yes. And again, I've read a lot. I've read worse than this.
I only have one thing to say. Mouse Man knows.
That's.
I get what he's going for a 1984 like propaganda thing, and under a much better writer, this would have worked. But the problem is, when I was reading through the issue, I could speed read the damn thing because I just skip. Okay, Mouse Man knows. Okay, stop.
Yep.
Stop. Not really all the dialogue of this country.
And I kept thinking, I am Groot with the dialogue, because clearly there's something else underneath the words.
Yeah, and then it's like the Justice League won't intervene because they promised the country that they wouldn't intervene. I go, wait a minute.
Well, in that regard, it was a case of the country themselves say they don't want them to get involved.
But it's run by a super villain. That's like if Lex Luthor went up to Superman and says, don't
international bylaws.
Stuff.
International bylaws are completely different there, though, Jared.
When it applies to a super villain.
If he's considered the same thing would be with Doom. There's a reason why most people cannot always go there unless they give him a direct reason to do it.
And yet they do it all the time.
They do it when it's something that even the government would then say you had a right to do it. Not when it's just
Either that or the United Nations. Either that or the United Nations would request the heroes intervene regardless.
Also, I missed the part when the Justice League Unlimited was a UN-sponsored organization.
Okay, that was a weird one, yes.
They never mentioned that. I think this is the problem with King. He assumes in his messed up mind that his canon from post-crisis is still canon now.
I don't know. Again, there's clearly questions being raised. But like I said, though,
Also, so on that, it's like it's not like we just had multiple arcs of the Justice League going into foreign countries.
Yeah. Wait, Cameron didn't even agree. Even Black Adam had the same thing. And conduct, people rarely they wouldn't get involved. And Adam would say, "I'm doing it because I'm allowing it. Do it again, and you will feel the wrath." And the other nations would say, "Yeah, don't pick it and tick them off."
Yeah, but it's not like it's a binding resolution. They phrase it as there's a binding resolution. With Black Adam, it's like, don't come in here or I'll kick your ass. That's different.
No. I'm saying, but the other nations would agree with him. And so it's while that's not a binding one, it's pretty much the equivalent.
Let me put it this way. If Black Adam was straight up executing people and oppressing them like...
anyone would go in.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, first
But
off,
here's the thing,
Batman and
though.
Superman,
Sorry.
that's why I'm like, Batman and Superman, shut up.
But here's the other thing. Black
Yeah.
Adam usually makes a public spectacle of it. Mouse Man doesn't seem to be making a spectacle of it.
You can't.
No,
He's not hiding. You can't tell me no one sees this.
how, I gotta go back to where they can, but do they?
The best way to compare this, let me say this. The best comparison would be the Justice League episode. I know DCAU is a standard, but the Wonder Woman episode where Vandal Savage ends up taking over the country, and then Bruce scolds Diana for warning her that if she confronts Savage, she risks international incident. Something about
And then he later goes with her.
But I think King's trying to replicate that.
Yeah, but he forgets. He forgot the actual ending part when Bruce went in with her.
Because Savage gave a reason. He was marrying her in an attempt to stage a coup and take over the country.
Yeah, and this guy's oppressing the country. Diana says, we know he's oppressing the people. Why are we sitting on our asses? Like, he's riding giant mice and biting heads off.
Look. Here's Jared. The point is though, unlike Solver, where it was a lot of BS, this one there's at least some more other precedents in other media, in other titles, or across even from the rivaling competition.
No, I know there is like precedent, but the precedent actually does it well.
That's true.
Anyway, but here's the other point.
Oh.
So either that, or they write around it by actually addressing, like, "Hey, the Justice League is intervening on a humanitarian effort," or they were requested by the UN to intervene. There's usually a clever way around it.
Here's the other thing. I'm going to share a page from this because, in order to properly understand how utterly brain dead you have to be to write this, Robert. I know. So let's.
All right.
So Diana shows up at the end. And she saves a girl from being shot.
Oh, yep.
Bullets. And then we discover she brought her daughter into a combat zone.
That ticked me off. It's just like, where's the setup? Why did she do it? What's the point? I mean, the only justification I can give is that she knows Emily's not going to believe her if she tells her I have a kid, because she doesn't know. She's not going to take her word. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm saying, but then you bring up the lasso. I was going to say that, but then you bring up the lasso, of course.
It's the other thing. It's like with guns, and she's deflecting bullets. All someone has to do is shoot in the back. This is the last thing that she has left of Steve Trevor, her supposed love. And also, what's with that baby face? Sam Pear, you're kind of slipping, brother.
But like I said, I do.
I was going to make an Igor joke, but I know that's in poor taste.
But like I said, I do agree with you. That makes no sense. And even with what I'm trying to explain is clearly either not accurate or whatever.
Because here's the other thing. With Emily, she's an Amazon, so she knows what the lasso of truth is, and she knows Diana wouldn't lie because Diana's the champion.
True.
So, and by the way, Britt brings up a good point, because this could be King trying to homage Dark Knight 3, but the problem with that, Diana literally had no other choice than to keep Jonathan close to her, because either the Amazons, she didn't trust the Amazons, or they were under attack by Kryptonians.
Well, yeah, and that falls to the beginning. She couldn't trust her sisters because, yeah, they're the types who are so zealot, even would mean kicking off their queen, they would still kill her son.
Battlegoon. I love Battlegoon. The baby's face is because even the baby realized how bad the story is. The only justification is King thinks Wonder Woman as a woman must be a mother and does not realize how sexist that is. Well, no, the reason why Trinity exists is just because Batman and Superman have kids. King has been clear on this.
Yeah.
That's how creatively bankrupt the idea of Trinity is. Anyway, the other thing is, even in her dialogue, so first she introduced herself as, my name is Wonder Woman, a princess of Themyscira. If you're trying to comfort a traumatized kid that just had a gun shoved in its face, wouldn't you go, I'm Diana, what's your name?
Exactly. That's the other thing. King does go way too purple prose with his dialogue, and it does get annoying.
Or how about even with the dialogue? Because Jim from Weird Science pointed this out when we were reviewing this. He goes, Diana says, I am only just arrived. And this is probably King trying to do Gal Gadot, but even Gal Gadot spoke with perfect English.
I don't get it.
It's like,
Hello,
it's
no.
Besides that. Well, also, here's the other thing. This one line rubbed me wrong where he goes, for some time your people have cut off contact with my people or anyone outside, but I thought being from America you might speak English.
What?
That's what she says. Also, she says, I know your people were here from the recent crisis. Which one?
I think they mean Dark Crisis.
Yeah, but there was Dark. There was.
Well, no, that is. Well, no, or Absolute Power. It could be one or no, probably Absolute Power.
But wait, Crisis. Why are you using the word crisis in DC if you don't mean a crisis?
Okay, it could be. I think it's one of those two.
Wait, would Absolute Power even be considered a crisis? Yes.
No.
No. Well, it kind of. Well, to be fair, Dark Crisis was more of a grounded crisis anyway.
No, in my mind, it's not a crisis unless it involves the multiverse.
Technically, it did, but part of Waller's plan because it sealed them off from it.
Yeah, but it wasn't the multiverse is going to be destroyed.
Or recreated. That's true.
Yeah, and Britt brings up a good point. Here's the problem with King's dialogue. Why he sucks at writing Diana, and this has been a problem since the very beginning. He writes Diana as virtually an automaton. That's it, like a stiff automaton.
True. But look,
he hasn't realized that Diana's not Batman.
Look, let's just get an agreement. This is still bad. It's not as bad as Sovereign, but it's not off to a good start.
Well, let me put it this way. So far, and I'm going to reiterate this because we said this earlier in the stream, this is the stupidest issue.
Yes, this is a very stupid issue.
The way to improve this, make the whole first half of this issue just the kid in the Mouse Man country, I'm going to call it, a silent issue. Then the last
yep.
2 pages are this, and then the only speech bubble is Diana saying, "Are you all right?"
Yeah, that would have been great, but he just has to be so flowery with his writing.
And he's trying to be philosophical. Like, Robert, remember when you asked him what Hal Jordan meant when he said, what even is willpower?
Yeah, but he went in. I don't even remember what he said.
He said he was like, Hal Jordan was really asking, what even is willpower? The concept of willpower. And I go,
wait, are we talking here? Are you alluding?
He was in Crisis, yes.
Okay, because I thought you were thinking of the gift. Because in that one, Hal was just trying.
No, in the gift, he's like, I wonder if I could shoot myself in the head.
Oh yeah.
That's why as soon as he was announced as one of the lead creators for Lanterns, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. You set me up perfectly.
Thanks. Are these people brainwashed or just scared? It looks like just scared, but still, it's like, what's with it's like the very fact that literally, I'm like, why put dialogue in here at all if literally every dialogue is a variation of 2 lines? And
I don't get, again, I am rooting it because, again, clearly they're saying something else underneath the dialogue. That's why I'm trying to be like, I get it. King's probably trying to raise a mystery, but he went way too heavy-handed here.
But here's the thing. Even Diana references her saying that the mouse have ears and Mouse Man knows and stuff.
True.
So it's like, if there was another thing that was being said, wouldn't she? And also, doesn't Diana understand like all English? But according to Britt, Saint-Pierre cannot draw a woman with a French braid. I think what she's referencing is from the side, she kind of looks like a dude. This panel, she looks fine. This panel, she looks fine. That's why, again, this should have been the very last panel.
Exactly.
But it's like, again, as soon as it's kind of funny, Robert, until I pulled up this page right there, this further shows how stupid it is that she brought her daughter in there because she's deflecting bullets.
Exactly. And we already know, and I doubt Trinity is bulletproof.
Even if
she is a quarter god, so. Well, she might be.
No. Actually, in the preview for the DC, a new DC history of the DC universe, they've confirmed Clay origin is back established.
Yes, and Trinity had the clay origin. As far as we know, no gods like imbued her with like stuff. So,
But in the
Yep.
Clay origin, wasn't she still technically blessed by Zeus?
Oh,
Diane,
yeah.
well, not Zeus. It was like a bunch of different gods. The only male god that I think helped was Hermes. That's why she
Yeah.
had super speed.
Yeah, because there isn't a female god of speed.
Mm-hmm.
Goddess of speed.
Oh, look,
Goddess.
even the laser sight, it has mouse ears.
Wait a minute, I just realized, you think he's trying to take a pot shot at Disney?
Maybe. Also, did you guys know that literally all text on this, like all graffiti, all like marquee stuff?
Again, this is why
and
he's telling me there's something that they see that we don't see.
well, then you have to establish that. You can't just see. Here's the problem with King. He throws stuff at you and then expects you to just wait for him to give an explanation.
Again, other art writers are just as guilty. So that's an unfortunate thing.
Yeah, I know. And I go, no, if you're going to do something this dumb, you have to tell me. Oh, see, here's the other problem. If that were true, Robert, then wouldn't they have like an editorial box that says like translated from blank?
No, not always. Depends on the writer, depends on the editor. That's why you don't always get editor box these days anymore.
Oh, look, even the alarm clock says Mouse Man knows.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it's meant to represent there's something else that they can hear or see or read that we can't.
Also, isn't it kind of funny that Stephanie Brown is like, I'm Stephanie Brown, back on the third or maybe the fourth. We worked together once. Like, she remembers you.
That's
Don't
true.
think that far back, Stephanie.
But
No, she's the third, not mine.
Right, but like I said, if we go now, I don't know if King is taking this into account, but technically, this is not the proposed crisis, Stephanie.
Yeah, but according to Wade, the timeline is a mix of both.
That's true. That is true.
So-
So I guess that the Tinian's detective has been undone.
Even
Probably.
in Batman and Robin Eternal, which was Stephanie Cassandra's debut in the New 52, they didn't really add much to the story. Harper did more in that story than those two did.
Well, Jay, my point was more of being that whoever Brother I told him this was yourself, and then Stephanie said, "You thought that was going to break me? All that told me was just how awesome I am in any universe."
Also, Tavia brings up a good point. They merged everything at the end of Death Metal. So yes, it's his nephew to King. So the other thing, the reason why I object to this, it's that it's another Bat family. The guy clearly wants to write a Bat story.
Mm-hmm.
Even in like the Trinity book, where the most recent solicit indicates that now he's gonna have not only Trinity have a crush on Jason, but Jason have a crush on Trinity.
Oh, but you know, I will say though, it is kind of ironic. You have that issue come out at the same time. World's Finest is going back to the Dick Grayson Robin Supergirl dating.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of funny.
That is. But what do you want to say, JJheat?
I will say this: if I had to play devil's advocate, like we all know, commercially speaking, 5G would have been a bad idea. We all know that. But even still, the fact that Tom King got a bad deal and he had to take a lot of heat over the Batcat non-wedding. Mm-hmm. You had a pity series in Batman and Catwoman, whether it's in continuity or not is irrelevant.
It's not.
But you fulfilled your original 100 issue exclusivity contract. You just didn't get it over the course of a full run. You were cut short and you got a pity series to make up the difference. I'd say that was pretty good given the circumstances. I mean, at least you're not Zeb Wells in that disaster. So I think Tom King got out of this pretty unscathed.
Yeah, but it's like he can't help it in this issue to bring in Bat family characters. It's like ordinarily, if this were any other writer and Stephanie showed up just once, I'm like, okay, fine, Stephanie shows up. It's him with the history of this series. That's why I have a violent reaction to this.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. It's because again, any other writer, it's like again when they
Nightwing. I'm just now seeing this. Nightwing's in the back corner. John's over here, and either this is Kate or McGann. Either way. So the other thing that and NJ also brings up a good point. He's going to explore the wedding with the Trinity series, and Selena's in the same dress. So that's all of a sudden canon. I mean, they could always go to a priest or the courthouse to get married after the fact. I mean,
that's not publicly known.
Yeah, this whole thing is really stupid. And then Balgun says, anyone see the interview where King says one was a failure because she wants peace, and every time she fights, then she fails?
What?
Yeah, because this was when he called Wonder Woman a walking contradiction because she's supposed to be a warrior for peace, because she's a warrior, but she's also peaceful. And I go, hey, since you're so obsessed with American history, maybe you remember the quote by George Washington. Ever heard of him? Where he said to prepare for war, or to ensure peace, you have to prepare for war. I would think someone that feels the need to cram in American patriotism into the series would know that.
And Brett, because you know Brett's comment.
Oh, hold on. And yes, Britt, she has in previous stories. That's why I'm upset here.
Yeah, especially Wonder Woman 600.
Yeah, that's the other reason why it's stupid, because King is like, oh look, I'm doing this first interaction. I'm like, dude, it's already been done. You're not original.
At least I think it was 600. I know Misfit was in that.
The point is, it's one of them. Just put King in his Elseworlds corner with the Bat Family character. That's where he works well. He's the Tom. He's another Tom. What is it with the two Toms at DC that they work best in Elseworlds?
I'd say Tom Taylor is better with Elseworlds. Tom Taylor cannot keep up a mainline.
Nightwing wasn't bad.
As well. I'm afraid.
Anything compared to the Rick Grayson saga was an improvement, Rob.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He had the advantage of being of having Dick Grayson back.
True.
So it's like you can't go with that. But and what is Tom King's obsession with showing Wonder Woman lifting weights? We know she's strong. I don't.
All right. I think we're going in circles now about this.
Anyway, but all in all, I'm just gonna tell you. Hopefully, we have another dud on our hands, because this is stupid. Anyway, so let's transition to more positive comics.
Transition.
All right. So DC announced that they're I'm going to talk about KO first. So the big event for the fall, and Tevia, we already know Wonder Woman's powerful. And by the way, Tevia, I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at Tom King, because Tom King keeps trying to make us think things that we already think, if that makes sense. Anyway, back to this.
Right.
So essentially, the event, the next chapter of the All-In saga, as it was described by Wilson and Snyder, is KO. The idea is, so Darkseid is coming back, and he's uber powerful. So to get to his power level to fight him, they have to essentially recreate the conditions that got him to that power level. So they're gonna host essentially a contest of champions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially what this is, which, the powers are going to go crazy with this one. But I'm of the events that you could do, I'll give them this. This is an original idea for DC. So it's not like they're doing, okay, and Darkseid's going to invade now. That makes sense. I like this. What do you think, Robert?
I agree. I think it's a very interesting, clever idea. A little simple and everything, but hey, it's fine. I've heard of worse, but I also don't think this is the accumulation of the absolute stuff. I just think this is the first volley or first round.
It was described as the next chapter, so it's not the end at all. But I love Brett. So, Balgoon and Brett are, and you know what's kind of funny? Someone could yell Mortal Kombat.
I only have one thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Brutality.
Let me try.
Yeah.
Friendship again.
It's like a Batman takes out his bat grapple, wraps around someone, and goes, "Get over here!"
Oh, if they won't do it, it'd be Batman.
Yeah.
Toasty! I was trying to do Toasty, but my voice cracked.
Yeah.
Toasty!
What? Well,
There we go.
Well, because
Honestly, I should get into voice acting.
the way it was described, Battle Goon, is that Darkseid is that powerful that they need to essentially pool their power into one person.
Yeah, basically, he has now become the primal entity of the Absolute Universe. He basically, it was still in beforehand. It was still in a development stage during as far back as Death Metal. Once his death occurred during the All-In special, he went there and became the primal entity and took out any of the others. I think that's even meant to be that there is no presence or anything in that, or at least maybe not existing in that world, because I think the present is a multiversal concept, but at the very least, it's cut off.
Yeah, exactly. It's essentially that. So, I mean,
I don't want to say he killed God. I'm not going to say that.
No. But again, it's like it's not the end. So it's like it's. I think it'll probably be the transition to the new era, but we'll still obviously have like the absolute stuff. Now, there is a possibility that we get like the first like encounter of the main DC universe and the Absolute universe, at least encounter.
Which I gotta say, that's probably my one gripe. I'm not happy that this is how their first encounter is gonna go.
Yeah, if it happens, because I'm like, I would have liked for the way I kind of predict the first like actual crossover is gonna go. It's gonna go. The Absolute Universe Justice League is manipulated by Darkseid to fight the regular Justice League. The regular Justice League are going to snap them out of it, and then the two leagues are going to team up and fight Darkseid.
But who knows, though, what Darkseid's position is going to be after this.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. And we'll see if they'll even fight Darkseid in this one, or if they'll save it for another thing. But it's like, now let me ask you guys this. Who do you think is going to be the one to fight Darkseid?
Superman.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be a Superman event.
That's the other thing. I'm like, you kind of spoiled it by saying it's a Superman event.
Yeah.
I mean, why? It's like, why would you say that? Well, now everyone's gonna assume that.
Yeah, very much so.
What
were you, JJheat?
JJheat?
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We hear ya.
Okay, it's definitely going to be a Superman event, if I'm being honest, because, I mean, come on, especially with the new movie, they're definitely propping up the character for the first time in a long time.
Summer of Superman.
It's kind of obvious.
But,
yeah, but it looks good.
Agreed.
Now, other stuff,
we've had some good books the past few weeks.
Yeah. So there is Absolute Wonder Woman was great. There's been some cool stuff with that. Green Lantern has been fan-frickin-tastic.
And we're entering the Starbreaker stuff.
Yes.
A crossover!
Yeah, I'm reading this and I'm like, this is a pleasure. This is when Jessica Cruz is used to like help Mogo deal with his trauma, and I go, oh, thank you.
Yep. I'll say even Titans hasn't been that bad under Layman, and clearly it's going to be important.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
I can understand bringing Deathstroke.
It's better than Saint-Pierre's Flash. Or Spurrier.
Spurrier Flash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And that's ending.
Yep. But I'm
God.
not sure about having Cantwell as the co-writer.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Now,
Is it really-
again, it could be a case of DC keeping him on a leash.
We'll see on that. But Tavia brings up, speaking of Marvel, that so they call it Ultimate Endgame. It's probably not the Endgame with the Ultimate Universe, but I find it hilarious that one of the covers is recreating the Avengers Endgame poster.
I mean, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, there's no way they don't do that.
Yep, exactly. But I gotta say, one book I wanted to bring up that had came out recently was the Treasury edition of Superman.
Which I love. Okay, I'm gonna bring up. I'm gonna say something about that. I love when because one of my pet peeves with Dan Jurgens. By the way, here's the poster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's Avengers Endgame, but.
Yeah.
The thing that I really love about that Treasury edition is because one of my pet peeves about Jurgens that he always finds ways to cram in like the reign of the Superman characters and stuff. This he did it, but I don't mind it because he literally has Batman called Cyborg Superman Dime Store Superman.
And it makes sense given the context of the story anyway.
Don't you mean the Timu of Steel?
And get this. They undid the stupid retcon about Maxima.
And I shared you with that. If they had it been, she's younger, she's into girls because of Superman, all right. But instead, I went back over it. Turns out New 52 Maxima removed any interest in Superman, and they decided to go the whole, her race is all about a woman must be with a man. I don't want it.
So you're telling me it was more like it was essentially that trope of like I come from a society that wants me to be one way, but I'm not that way.
And saying it's wrong to enforce us to be straight when we're not.
Who wrote that?
Mike Perkins, I believe. Not Mike Perkins. That's an artist, but something Perkins.
Who was the artist on that book?
No.
And Cameron says Maxima had a retcon. Robert, explain the retcon.
Okay, the original retcon or this retcon?
The original one.
Okay, well, I was still saying that. Basically, during a Superwoman-ish tie-in issue, they had it be that now we've already had this new Maxima, but then we have a more older-looking Maxima who looks and it's acting more like the post-crisis Maxima, showing up saying, I am Maxima. Of course, Supergirl's there, and she's like, hey, wait a second. They fight. The real Maxima shows up and basically says, oh, she didn't like that I was being a lesbian, so she decided I'll be the true Maxima, because apparently Maxima's a title, not a name in the New 52.
So it's a mantle?
In this version, yes, she took it upon herself, so basically they're saying post-crisis Maxima was a lie.
Mm-hmm. But by the way, so I found she also showed up in Steve Orlando's Wonder Woman. By the way,
yep.
This was also when they recanonized Superman Wonder Woman, which I found was hilarious because that was the one of the main purposes of Reborn. But yeah, they literally reference the whole. It's like she brings up the whole thing about how I was always told I'm supposed to be with a man, and I go. Again, I only use this word rarely. That's woke.
Yep, and thank you, Jurgens. He brought back the traditional one wholeheartedly. Supergirl's even here, doesn't even reference it. So I think this is telling us New 52 Maxima is completely gone. And who existed by Rebirth, obviously, is gone.
Yeah, and I'm like, of all the writers that has again, Jurgens earned a little bit, because here's the thing. Do you have any idea how rare it is that DC undoes a gay character?
Agreed.
That is extremely rare.
And not only that, though, but
real quick, before I get canceled, I have no problem if they want to keep Maxima gay. It's the making her gay and then crapping on the original version that I take offense to.
And here's the other thing. In that Superwoman issue, it was not needed. It was just some random action sequence so they could say, yeah, suck at those who hate the old version.
Yeah, exactly. But
or who hate the new version. I was going to say but having Cyber Superman here makes sense for Maxima. Also, they do a slight tweaking retcon where instead of having it be the wedding with Lois and Clark that snapped and caused her to go over the edge, it was the birth of John that did it, which I gotta say makes even more sense than the wedding, because she wanted to have Superman's baby, and she would always keep thinking, I can give you what she can't. Got proven wrong. Yeah, that would make her snap.
Though, to be fair, I don't know.
Arguably, she could give him a more pure blood alien kid instead of a half breed.
No, it would still be half her race.
No, but it would still be it wouldn't be half
more
human.
compatible. More compatible.
True, but
What do you want to say, JJheat?
I will say this, that I don't know if this was ever retconned out, but technically John was a byproduct of Clark being depowered or temporarily depowered.
oh, they have not specified how he was conceived since Superman Reborn.
Okay, I thought they would have added that.
So basically, yep. I would say so. Basically, Convergence is no longer his origin.
Which good. To tie characters' origins as little as possible to the multiverse.
But I was saying, but so for him, for Maxima to go for Cyborg Superman, basically, yeah, the bargain bin Superman because she can't have the real deal makes complete sense.
And I gotta be honest, that is so something Batman would say. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I will say that I didn't look back because it's been a while. I thought it was a case of she gave up being going for men and went lesbian. Then once I went back over that Superman issue, I was like, oh crap, no, what's worse.
Yeah, and Battle Goon brings up a good point. I think Maximum makes more sense as by if you want to make her that way. They could do that, but I'm just saying it's like, and again, I have no problems with that. It's just the crapping on the original version. That's why I wanted the newer version gone, because I take offense when you tell me essentially the other one wasn't the true one, and this one that's created basically for the writer's fan fiction is the true one.
Wait, quick question: Did Maxima ever get with Lobo, or was that strictly an STAS?
That was an anime theory thing.
Okay,
she would never.
And by Princess, I don't like that Maxima was used this way. Stop using female characters for proper other relationships. Yeah, but Britt, it's like
this was those characters.
Here's the thing. Maxima's in terms of the pursuit of Superman, always been used in that way.
In fact, in one of the annuals during Armageddon, they had it be Lois did get pregnant, but the baby killed both of her and itself
so
and
Lois.
Lois.
Smith did.
and then Superman felt so distraught, he then shacked up with Maxima.
No, I'm telling. Yeah, exactly. Only someone like Wonder Woman has a strong enough uterus to hold his kid.
Well, again, that was the way they did it then, but of course, this was them trying to also go with the idea initially that they were completely incompatible.
Yeah, exactly. NJ says, well, Wonder Woman got absolutely humiliated with this issue. Jurgen's such a hate barn for Wonder Woman.
No, he doesn't.
She's still a badass in this. She's still a badass in this.
The only reason Cyborgs and they were able to take her down was because they double teamed her. And Maxima does have a powerful psychic abilities. So she left it, she distracted or held Wonder Woman in place long enough for Cyborg Superman to hit her with all he's got.
Yeah, exactly.
It matches the characters, and she can rival Martian Manhunter in her psychic abilities.
Yeah, and Britt, Barry, you make a great point with this, but the problem, but here's the thing: Maxima is not like a tier character. It's like she's not like the type of it's different than like saying that Wonder Woman evolved. Maxima is definitely not a priority at DC, so why would they allow her to like evolve?
And technically, she didn't fully evolve. She sacrificed herself during Our Worlds at War, and that's the last we saw of her until the New 52 lesbian version.
Yeah, so
she never really got over it.
But again, Britt, it's not the evolution that I have a problem with. It's the crapping on the old saying that's not Maxima that I really don't like. Because if they were respectful of it, I would be like...
Well, yeah, like again, having it be she gave up on Superman.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I would assume it. I'd be like, okay, fine. But it's like the very fact that you crap on the old version, I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
And it was done despite those and which was probably a minority of people, small amount of people, complaining about the new version. They decided, let's bring something that's close to the old version and say, wrong, evil, wrong, get rid of her. Now, granted, New 52 Maxima was more heroic than traditional Maxima, who was heroic begrudgingly.
Now that is an evolution right there. If you want to make her a straight up hero as opposed to like an anti-hero, let's say, that's one thing.
And here's something else. They could have, instead of having it be, I am being forced into this straight relationship when I like women, and it is all that. Instead, have it be, she did try to pursue Superman, gave up on it, and then realized, I went nuts because of our tradition. We need to abolish it.
Yeah, exactly. So there are a few things there. Hey, what's up, movie theater? I will be a bit busy this year. Oh, well, good luck, bro. Either way, just a bit for human characters. I agree.
Oh,
but
agreed.
It's like, and again, if they had evolved her but not crapped on the old version, I would have no problem. It's the crapping. If they do it, and who knows, they could evolve her.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's not like they're going to keep her in this level. And honestly, Britt, this is the one time. Again, Britt, here's how you know that this may be a good thing. I'm agreeing with Dan Jurgens. How often does that happen, Robert?
Yep, and Jurgens was there when she was created, right? When Roger Stern created her. So he knows her better than any of the others who try to redo her.
Yeah, and it's like you can do well with Maxima. It's just you have to essentially reboot to the factory settings of the character because... let me put it this way, Robert. Here's a fun fact. That issue in the Orlando run, that was the last time I ever saw Maxima in a new issue.
And it was. Canonically, that was her last appearance.
Yeah,
until now.
Yeah, because she doesn't get a lot of attention. It's
now,
because they screwed her up. Yeah, what's up?
Now, has Jurgen completely made it be there's no going back for Maxima after what she did in the Treasury? Oh, yeah, but that's what the logical progression, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like...
It's the unfortunate thing. This is where it was logically going to be heading.
Yeah, it's like, here's the thing. When you deal with a character that's been screwed up this bad, sometimes you do need a radical, I don't want to say degradation, but it's like
go back to what they're known for.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of have to go back to basics for character. It's like let me put it to you this way. If a new writer took over Wonder Woman, I would say just soft reboot the book, take her back to basics.
Yep. And one other thing I would say is,
yeah, go ahead.
This book tells me, give Bruno Redondo an event.
Oh yeah. So Redondo always has pretty decent, if not great art.
But yeah, that big crowd shot shows. Give him an event book. He can do it.
I'm going to actually pull that up real quick if I can find it because
it was right toward the end of the book when you had everyone grouped up, ready to come help.
Yeah, it's like that was like kick ass. I'm trying to find it real quick.
Oh, yeah, it's like anyone care to put Henshaw under lock and key?
And it's like, yeah, we do.
Yeah, you have Shazam, you have the Bat Family, you have Green Arrow. Now, Lois is there, but of course Lois was there. She was already there throughout the whole adventure. But you have Ice, Flash, Blue Beetle, Elongated Man, Jade, Booster, Supergirl, Fire and Ice, Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a big, nice lineup. And like I said, it deserves... I think I sent you a copy of the image on Twitter a while ago.
Okay, so let me see it. Let me see it. Also, so I want to bring up a few things. If we're looking at the DCU inspiration for Wonder Woman, it's Paradise Lost, Paradise Found, and Historia. So all good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, what's up? A person, I just don't want Wonder Woman to appear in Superman. No, not ever again. I'm not again because they are friends. They should show up. Now, and again, NJ, I have to say this. As much as I love Wonder Woman, she doesn't have to be the central focal point of every single book she's in.
And it's a Superman book. Why should she come up here and go, boom, did it for you?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, no one's gonna like that because that would be woke too. Having her just show up in a big Superman Treasury edition, she's like, I'm stealing the spotlight.
Yeah, I'm like, look at that.
Yeah, see, Give him an event. JHeat, do you agree?
This is nice. This is great artwork.
Would you agree though? Give him an event after seeing this page.
Yeah, I would definitely say so.
Yeah, he definitely, I think, could do it based upon this value and stuff. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Balgum is a good point. Superman has lost to Wonder Woman villains as well. Yeah, exactly. It's like, so there is a precedent of balance. It's just, again, it's like if Wonder Woman shows up in the book. Wait, what?
We just answered that.
Yeah, exactly. It's happened before where like because again, the writers understand that like it's not a weakness, but it's a vulnerability of Superman. That he's vulnerable to magic.
And a lot of Diana's enemies are magical. So they are going to... Yep, I mean, even Giganta is magical.
Yeah, exactly. So they have done that where where like Superman has fought her villains and he's got had some trouble. So it's not like it's a one-sided thing.
Yeah, in fact, I say this. I think Clark's lost to a lot more. It's at a poorer ratio to Diana's enemies than she's had to his.
Mm-hmm. Don J says, I relate Maxima to Thundra from Marvels because of her strength and powers alone. And the fact that she came from a timeline where Maxima does not come from a different timeline.
She comes from another world, but it's close. It's close enough.
But she doesn't rule with a team of women. I don't think that part's right.
No, she has a whole race subservient to her.
And as far as I know, Thundra does not have mental powers, if I remember correctly.
No, she does not. In fact, technically, she did finally have a kid with the Hulk. Well, not directly. She took his genetics and then created a daughter off of her who became the all-new She-Hulk.
By the way, I love where Hyperion goes on speed dating and then Thundra's like right outside.
If anyone who's up his alley, it's Thundra.
Yeah, I love that series. When Britt and I talked about Hyperion, I made sure to bring up that series is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But overall, that treasury.
Also, Thundra comes from a timeline where women enslave men. Very different.
Yep, but like I said, overall, that treasury was a standout of the summer of Superman.
It was really, really good. And the Absolute books are doing fantastically. Like I was looking when I was getting a picture for the thumbnail. I went to the article about the KO event announcement, and the first sentence of the article was like, after the industry itself has been struggling of late, DC has been putting up sales and getting people in the comic book stores. And I go, man, it's so good to be a DC fan.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like DC. Scott Snyder may have literally saved DC with the Absolute Universe.
But without having the same foibles and foibles of the New 52 did in the long run.
Yeah, because it's an alternate universe.
Exactly, so, which, again, I love that.
Yeah, it's like it works really well. But so let's move on to, all right. So you guys,
okay, we bring up one thing. I was going to bring up quickly. Superman's still been killing it at the box office.
Killing? I'm not going to say killing. It's struggling.
Okay, maybe not killing, but despite it, it's still having some really high weekday ones.
Well, did you see that like one of the sources had to do a retraction because they overstated how much money Superman made?
Really? I heard that was that wasn't true. That part wasn't. The retraction wasn't true. But really?
No, the retraction was true.
Oh, didn't I hear that?
Bare minimum, it was going to make its money back. We all knew that.
Yeah, exactly. But the point is, it's making money and people are enjoying it. That makes me happy.
And people are still seeing it throughout the week. It didn't die off during the week.
Now let's see what happens with Fantastic Four. But speaking of movies, all right. So I assume everyone on are Alien fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So Alien Earth. So I watched the new trailer, and every time I go see one of these damn projects of aliens, they introduced something new that's just frightening. Have you seen this jellyfish creature?
Oh, I
Not
heard
gonna
about
lie,
that.
Robert knows what I'm talking. Have you seen
Yeah,
the
I've seen it.
creature?
I have not seen it. I just said I've heard about it.
All right. Do you guys want me to show it?
Sure.
All right. If you guys get nightmares, blame yourself.
Wait. Actually, JJheat, do you want to see it?
I've already seen it, but we can. Show
Okay,
the
then
audience.
show it.
So this was one of those things where I'm like, what the? It's one of the. I'm actually pulling up the actual trailer. It's one of those occasions where when I was watching the trailer, legit out loud, I said, "What the hell is that?" It's like, hang on, I gotta find a picture of it. Yeah. No alien. Hang on. I was watching a video on it. Hang on. So, all right. It is referred to as. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. All right. So, the idea of this alien is what it does is it was intended and created for like mind control to like pacify like a rioting populace and stuff. So they spliced, of course, Wayland Yutani. They spliced a xenomorph DNA with a fish.
Just what?
And according to what the people behind the show said, this thing is gonna float around through the air and glow, and it has eyes.
Oh dear.
All right.
Go full retard, man. Never.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Hang on. I'll go.
Brace yourself, everyone.
Hang on. I gotta like do that. I'm just gonna do this. Hang on. Let me do this. All right. I'm just gonna take a screenshot because for some reason it's not anything other than YouTube. All right. Don't say I didn't warn you. And again, if you guys get nightmares, I don't want anyone calling me.
Quick disclaimer.
All right, this is pretty much this.
Uh,
All right, so here's the new alien.
What?
Yeah, so what it does is it comes onto your head, essentially pokes out your eyes and like takes over your brain and then puppets you around.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question is, can you do that to a xenomorph? The thing is, a xenomorph doesn't have... Look at Cameron. Oh, hell nah! Yeah, it's basically a head crab is what it is. And I go, oh, my God. Like, because according to the synopsis of the show, on the ship that crashes, it's like there's going to be like 5 different aliens in addition to the xenomorph. So it's not just like the alien.
I gotta agree with Addison. The aliens franchise kind of fell off after 3. Even I have to admit that.
Whoa.
Romulus was pretty good.
Romulus, I think, course corrected thing. Was it and it made it the best since the second movie. And I say, yeah, this is the course correction it needed.
But plus,
Okay,
Aliens kind of also really it's about time that Aliens got an actual show too. So it's like, all right, that kind of works there. And again, this is what interests me with this: the aliens actually on Earth now. Because here's the thing: it's like you got to contain that fast because, as we saw in Aliens Avengers, you don't want these guys running rampant on a population center.
Exactly.
It's like, so it's like, it's going to be kind of weird. I mean, that's the part that I'm like, what the hell is that? Tevi says, so we are getting new aliens in Aliens franchise. Yeah. That's fair. I don't know if it connects the engineers. Probably not, because short of like Romulus, there hasn't been a lot of acknowledgement of that.
I think they might not go fully into it, but it's clearly not going away.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably reference the black goo. That's it, I would say.
True.
Which that's the reference there, and then we'll just go with that. But yes, we have that. Now, here's the thing: during one of the trailers, they started playing the Predator clicking, and I'm wondering, are they doing a Predator in this as well?
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah,
No, you got to admit the Alien Predator crossovers were dope.
comics were dope. Movies, blah.
First one was fun. Second one, blah.
First one was okay. It wasn't fun. It was okay.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, and yes, that's I know the best Alien Earth Star has already been comics, but they're not.
But that was retconned almost immediately as soon as Alien 3 came out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like that's even can't. Well, in Atchis' defense, the movies and the extended material have contradicted each other a lot.
But here's the thing: when Dark Horse did that first one, it was meant to be treated like a sequel. But it's like, why do that when they're clearly going to make a sequel anyway? I think they thought they were going to have it fit in, they could still fit it in, not realizing, oh wow, we were way off.
Yeah, exactly. Now, yeah, so what I figure we'll do, because I'm trying to add more stuff for us to talk about on CLD regularly, we'll have a segment where we talk about TV shows and stuff. So we'll talk about Alien Earth. We'll talk about, obviously, all the DCU stuff, and we kind of have to. But yeah, we're going to start adding that in there. Ancient says, I pretend everything after 2 isn't canon. That's the way most fans are, so fair enough. But I think it's everything released afterwards, because I was about to say Prometheus and Alien Covenant take place before the first movie.
Yep. Yes, it does. Definitely happened before, but not that far off.
By a year. By a year and some change.
Yeah, Tevin brings up a good point. The Predator Badlands trailer connected to Aliens with the android. But can I say Predator Badlands just looks badass?
It does.
It does.
Like we're finally getting a movie from the Predator's perspective.
And I've said this. Here's what is making this work. Is that unlike Star Wars or Marvel, where you had one person controlling it all, here you have 2 directors calling the shots.
Yeah. The other thing is, they brought in the guy from Avatar who made the Na'vi language to make the Predator language.
Oh, that's something that's been long needed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's not just like weird stuff and then text.
Wait, did we ever review Avatar 2 on this channel?
Avatar 2, I don't think we even did Avatar 1. We may have.
I'll be honest, I have no interest in watching that, even if we are doing it for the movie reviews.
Yeah, it's not exactly a pillar of my content, so it's like
I would rather watch Shyamalan's Atla atrocity than Avatar 2.
It's that you hate it that much?
Yes.
Wow.
Because the shameless cash grab is one thing, but Shyamalan's Atla was a travesty.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it's very, very weird. But in terms of in terms of Aliens and Predators, I think that this is going to be really interesting to check out. But if there are any other upcoming shows that you guys would like us to cover, drop them in the chat, because obviously anything DCU, assume we're going to cover it because of this channel.
Yep.
And everything not DCU, but still DC. Like, you better believe we're going to cover my adventure with Green Lantern. I'm actually excited for my adventures with show for once.
Wait, did they confirm it was Jessica Cruz was going to be the main?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, JJheat, they've been shoving Jessica Cruz into everything for years, and it's one of the rare times where people accept it because she's a good character, not a Mary Sue, and is well handled in most of her appearances. And even at the very least, she's at least like, okay, she's there, which would be Super Pets, obviously.
Though, to be fair, those mostly have been in ensemble roles. This will be, even with the My Adventures line of shows they're doing, this is technically an ensemble show too. But is she going to be the main character, or is she going to be the main
character?
Main character.
Can I finish?
Sorry.
The main POV character, like Lois was for Superman.
No, main character.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I bring up to Robert. I love how Jessica Cruz is getting the push. I mean, we're in a it's to the point where an entire generation of people is going to be able to call Jessica their Green Lantern.
And like I said, this is the first time they've done that with such a new Lantern.
Yeah, because they didn't do this for Simon.
Not even Joe.
Yeah,
Joe's too recent, and Simon was a glorified plot device while Hal and leading up to set up First Lantern.
That's what exactly. But dude, rarely has DC ever done this with any character where they're like, you have to focus on this. When you had Wallace, they didn't say, oh, Wallace has to be the main Flash.
No one's gonna say that because at best he's a cosmic copy. At worst, he's center Arrowverse.
JJheat, my point is, no one would have been. I'm just saying that it's still unheard of. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm just saying no one's gonna say it.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna say no, but there was other moments where they could have, but they never had until now.
Yeah,
and doing it over years. It's not like they did it and they thought, oh, it failed. No, they keep going.
And yes, actually, I am playing Worlds Collide. Yeah, it is basically Forever Evil. So because of the material Jessica is getting, it's possible she'll be our Lantern, the youngest member. I could see what they do is like maybe down the line. I definitely think she will be introduced eventually in the actual movies. I feel like John's going to be the protagonist in Lanterns for right now. And then if they do a Green Lantern movie or Lantern season 2, then I think they can bring her in.
Yep. And as far as with what NJ just brought about Grail, I'd like to see more Grail.
Yep. But as I said, she is Wonder Woman's Reverse Flash.
She is, but we need but it's unfortunately her soul being heavily tied to Darkseid that makes it more hard. Because you don't want to, because unless you're going to have Darkseid be a main point, you're going to have, you have to find some other way around it.
I was going to add to that. Well, who do you guys predict is going to be, if pure speculation, of course, but who do you guys expect to be the big overarching villain for Chapter 1?
All right, so there's many different ways you can go with this. So my out there theory is since we're going to get a clue in Lanterns, I kind of assume it's Blackest Night. However, Gunn also brought up that like in Peacemaker season 2, we're going to get an indicator of where things are going. So in that, I could imagine now I heard someone suggest that maybe Absolute Power to a degree, like it's the government versus the superheroes.
But this is a better story. Excuse me.
Well, yeah, but the other issue is that it's too soon for them to do Absolute Power. That's the thing.
Even Cadmus would take a crud ton of setup.
Yeah, that's true. And the other villain that you could probably use is just do Starro or something like that. But Robert, how about you?
Yeah, I would say one, we could do Starro, and reveal that in this universe, one or two of them, survived. Like the Starfisher survived. You can even bring Jarro in if you want. Mm-hmm. Come on, here's the deal. Imagine Peacemaker was Jarro as his little pet.
That would be great. I would love that.
But here's the other two ones I think of: Gorilla Grodd or Vandal Savage.
And then Gunn did say in that Josh Horowitz podcast that he had plans for Grodd.
But he's putting them on the back burner until after the Flash flopped. But I would go with the center from New Frontier. I mean, that is the safest option.
Unfortunately, though, that is not. There's not. It only existed in New Frontier. Yeah, it has not existed anywhere. No, my point is, it has not existed anywhere else. Not many people, and I really don't see that being a good final villain for Chapter 1. To be fair,
for a Justice League movie, I would imagine so.
I mean, it could.
It's doable, but it's not your ideal choice.
Yeah, exactly. That's more what it is. Not the ideal choice.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, we're not going to get a Crisis level. We're not going to get Darkseid or anything. We're not going to get the Antimatter. They're not going to go that big.
No, I highly doubt they would ever do that. I don't think so.
With the center aside, I would either go Legion of Doom Gorilla Grodd by himself, though let's be honest, Gorilla Grodd is not strong enough for an overarching chapter villain, at least not by himself. So that would just be set up for Legion of Doom anyway.
Well, yeah, and we do know that at the end of Superman, they say that Luthor is going to
Belle Reeve.
Belle Reeve, where
And who's
Cersei
there?
is.
Yep.
And
So
that would
I'm
be
like,
set up for Creature Commando season 2. But
and Cameron brings up an interesting point, having Max be the main villain for Chapter 1.
you would have to set that up.
Yeah.
You would have to set it up, and I really don't think they're going to go that route. I really think they're going to keep JLI Max. I do not think they're going to go Infinite Crisis Max.
What makes you think that?
It's just that gut feeling. They're already establishing him up here. He doesn't come off as evil at all.
He didn't in the comics either, in the early comics.
That's what. But here's the thing, though, Jared. When they did it in Infinite Crisis, people complained. They had a retcon in Justice Brightest Day, Justice League Generation Lost. What led to it? So it came out of nowhere, and it made no sense, especially when it contradicted that Martian Manhunter actually read Max's mind and determined, yes, he's a good soul. He deserves to be on the League.
Now, even Batman, I know Batgod and all that, has contingencies to where he can pursue other people's thoughts when people read his own thoughts when people read his mind. That aside, one, Maxwell Lord by himself as a regular human would not have the resource to do that on his own, unless his metagene manifested later in life. He just wouldn't have that ability. With that being said, you have the setup for Maxwell Lord, but it would not make him the overarching villain of Chapter 1. Maybe Chapter 2, or at the very least, a secondary villain for Chapter 2. Give it more time to build up.
I know War of the Gods. I think they would want something that would be more universal to it and not directly to one specific character.
Yeah. I mean, War of the Gods, it works from a scale perspective, but it's too much of a Wonder Woman event.
Exactly.
As much as I would love that, and yeah.
Oh, that's the other Guns, bro. That was the other reason.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I don't think Gunn wants Wonder Woman to snap his bro's neck. So let's be clear.
Deathstroke gets overhyped. He works best as a Titans villain.
You can't. I don't.
He'd be a lieutenant. He'd be a lieutenant.
Secondary
again, Legion of Doom. Do the Legion of Doom, and then you can have Slade in there.
Anyway, I just read. So basically, what we're saying is, oh no, never mind. I would try to have a setup, but I realized I can't do it. Never mind.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, he. I mean, let me put it this way. But it's contrived when they do it. Like, remember in Identity Crisis where he took on the League?
I would say Dark Rated made sense because he was given leadership of a League of Legion of Doom.
Not only that, he was like jacked up on power.
And he was in a horrible mental state. He was driven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Brett agrees it's probably going to be
Lex and
Cersei. Because if it's Cersei also, the gods and monsters thing kind of makes sense.
And they are monsters.
Yeah, and then it's like you can involve like maybe some of the gods or something like that. But yeah, it's going to be gods and it's going. I get the feeling it'll be the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a strong. It could be some obscure villain, obviously. Maybe it could be a center. Could be something else we didn't think about. Revitalized.
I mean, Gunn did talk about how much.
Yeah. Go. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Gunn did talk about that he really likes New Frontier, so there is that.
Yeah.
Thing.
I was gonna make sure. Might be Mouse Man. Kidding.
Okay, so
hey, come on! Given how we started to talk about it, I decided to throw that in.
This is Robert right now.
What?
Oh, by the way, if Hawkgirl ends up on Lanterns, I called it.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
It's not Shayera.
It's not Shayera, and she's much younger than Jon Stewart.
Would she be young? And is she younger than this, John?
Let me see how old.
Yeah, I want to say the actor's 35.
Yeah. It doesn't look good, Robert.
All right. Hey,
Well,
that's fair.
like I said, it's not Shiera, it's Kendra.
That's true.
Like,
That's true. But yeah, like I said, I do think whatever villain is going to be, it's not going to be again. It's not going to be crisis level threat yet. Not for this first chapter. They're not going to blow the load, so to speak,
mhm.
on the during for this first chapter. But it is going to be something that will be big enough to close it out.
Did you know that apparently in the fall they're going to be releasing in theaters a extended cut of Spider-Man 2?
Oh, that's the extended cut of 2.1 has been around for a long time. That's the one that has Jameson going around his office in the costume.
Oh, okay, that's what that's from.
Yeah,
But
clips of that have leaked online over the years. I've been some. I mean,
And they did a Blu-ray. They did a Blu-ray release of it.
yeah. Like I'm
Yeah.
about to say, didn't this already come out?
Was never been theatrically re-released.
Okay.
And then Cameron brings up, is Vandal a crisis level threat? Well,
With Legion.
by crisis we mean a Justice League level threat. He could be. It's like I'm trying to think about how it would tie into the gods and monsters like thing.
Well, he has been around since the caveman day, so he can make that viewpoint about what's the direction humanity is going. He could be just as I could see them, and I could accept this, them reworking Vandal to be more similar mindset to Lex in feeling like I represent I'm both. I represent the best of humanity and the metahumans.
Okay, you can kind of go with that. I could see that.
Make him apocalypse-like in his viewpoint, not his power, but his views.
And Tevia, I don't think they would go with Brainiac. I think they would save that for a Superman movie.
Yeah, Brainiac. I mean, could because after seeing in Kills the Justice League, but no.
Do not reference in any way Kill the Justice League. Do not do that.
Exactly, and
That's a horrible idea.
Before we move forward, I do say if I had to make a prediction for a Superman sequel for the DCU, you've already taken the Reeve style. Just use General Zod, especially since you already have the setup with the.
Well, Gunn did say that's not straight up a Superman sequel.
No, I'm not referring to Woman Tomorrow. When we eventually get to Superman 2, that's what I'm saying.
I would say I don't think they should use General Zod.
I don't think so either.
Okay, how so?
Not yet.
Here's the thing: Zod doesn't work with these Kryptonians because all the Kryptonians are evil. Oh, baby, Zod's a good guy. So someone brought up an image of like hell and like another evil Kryptonian. I said, "Oh, don't worry. In the DCU, they'll be the good guys because everyone's morality is flipped in this world." By the way, isn't it annoying that Gunn is like now? Gunn confirmed that the message is authentic. It wasn't tampered in any way. It's not going to be tampered in any way because someone also asked him, "Is it going to be like addressed in other movies?" And he goes, and Gunn basically said
it was already addressed.
He goes, "No, it's already addressed in this movie."
That's where it's like, so wait, all that was sincere because it just felt so over the top, trying to say this is real, this is real.
Well, it's because he brought up a few different clues that was real. Number one, Master Terrific says he is saying he knows the computer people, and then it is legit. And then when Lex is talking to the dictator, the dictator says, "Oh, you create a fake a fake thing to discredit Superman." He goes, "I didn't do that."
Okay, again, there was always, but the funny thing is that all those scenes still had other ways you could look around it, and I don't think Gunn realized that he basically left wiggle room.
Still did. Here's why I was so convinced it was correct. Do you know what he was reading while writing Superman?
What?
Burns' Man of Steel.
Oh, whoa. Burns' Man of Steel, Jor-El was not evil, and even the Kryptonians were not evil per se. They were just cold calculating. So how is Burns' Superman equal to this?
I'm getting to that. Because
sorry.
Byrne is the guy that doesn't like immigrants.
So?
Exactly.
No.
JJheat.
Let me cook. Say if they do want to retcon, I'm not going to spoil the movie, but there's a revelation in the movie. But say they do retcon.
It's been out for a week. You're good.
Okay, the trying to change the Kryptonians into Conquerors, which has never worked in outside media, even when Smallville tried it. And then you could retcon, basically how Kara knows her aunt and uncle. Oh, that latter half of the recording was made under duress because Zod's coup against the Science Council broke around the same time.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the way I would do it if Gunn was going to retcon. That's the cleanest way to do it, because that way you still, for the most part, preserve the lesson of the movie.
Now, here's something I gotta ask: if someone wanted to retcon it, do you think Gunn would allow it, or do you think nope? No, you don't.
Again, it's the problem of Gunn being the CEO of DC Studios. Everything goes through him.
True.
He's not going to let anything go through that undermines his stuff.
Fair enough.
So, and to be clear, I understand people saying, "Oh, there has to be something to this," because he got a lot right in that movie, and even I'll admit that too. So it's like it doesn't seem that he could get something so big wrong.
Exactly, because he's even in his other movies, he's never gotten something this wrong when he's gotten so much right.
Yeah, it's like, and when he brings up, it was in the, or I go A, Elseworlds, and B, just because something's in the Elseworlds, in the comics, that doesn't mean it should
carries
be right.
over well.
By that logic, you should adapt when Lois became a black woman.
Well, for what?
That was in the comics.
That's true. I mean, okay, yeah, he got away with the hypno glasses, but even if it is accurate, it was vague. It was vague, but also they don't go into hyper details. That was always the problem with the original pre-crisis story. They went into too much detail to basically say, "No, we mean it. We mean it."
Well, the other thing is, like, you also have it coming from Guy Gardner, so there is the assumption that, like, maybe he's lying.
No, but Lois actually confirmed it.
Yeah, she does. Well, here's why the hypno glasses, I had no problem with that. I always assumed that's actually what that was.
That's I think, again, that's the funny thing. It can work so long as you don't ever have us see how other people see him. We just
say the glasses distort his face to anyone that's looking at him.
I mean, is there any worse? Just don't ever be he looks drastically different. Like, he looks ugly.
Yeah, exactly.
Hate to bring this to you, NJ. That's likely going to be all of Paradise Lost in a nutshell.
Evil man. No.
No. Here's what I think. Here's what I think.
Wait, let me finish, Robert.
Sorry.
That's the thing. Because he allows this, and the last Wonder Woman panel that he particularly shared was New 52 God of War Wonder Woman, and he brings up how the New 52 got him into comics. I think he listed the Wonder Woman run as one of his favorites. I go,
now,
however, when you look at these at the actual designated books for what's inspiring, like Paradise Lost, it's not Azzarello at all.
Exactly. Yeah. And here's the other thing. One, there isn't much to work with the New 52 Amazons at all. They didn't come up with any really main characters. They were just the group, and then they got turned into snakes. Besides appearances here and there, they amounted to nothing. And as far as Hippolyta, I think they're going to do the whole, she might have initially hated them and was going to use Diana as a weapon, much like Wonder Woman Earth 1, but then she changed her mind.
Or don't even do that. Trust me, do not take anything from Wonder Woman Earth 1. What I would do, you can have it where they're initially distrustful, because that would happen, but have it with like the embassy open, do the Rucka run, where all of a sudden you have all this trade and all this exchange of ideas, and now all of a sudden relations start to like mend.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think he's going to do this. They're going to do the same thing they did with Superman. She's already in man's land, probably for either a year or a few months at the very least, and then just move forward. That way you can avoid the bulk of the fish out of waterness. You don't have to focus that much on trying to build up the character. A lot of it's already established, but there still would be some issues she'd have to deal with.
Or how about this? just have her established for like 3 years, like Superman, and don't even do the fish out of water stuff.
I'm just saying some people do it for comedic effect, is why I throw that in there.
Yeah, but hopefully Gunn and or King will not be involved with Wonder Woman.
Say what you will about the New 52, but in a vacuum, the Azzarello run was not that bad. It was mythologically accurate to the Greek pantheon, but not DC.
It's good if you consider it an Elseworlds book, so that's kind of the way I consider it. Plus, with New 52 Wonder Woman in general, if you look at the other series that she appeared in, like Superman, Wonder Woman, like Justice League, she was fine, except for that one panel written by Jeff Johns, but that's besides the point. By the way, apparently there's a rumor coming around. I hope this rumor's fake. That, okay, Robert, half of this is going to sound good to you. Are you ready?
All right.
The rumor is Gunn is going to bring back 2 people as story consultants.
Who?
As like creatives. Jeff Johns. All right. And Joss Whedon.
Well, I don't buy that one. I don't buy
it either, because there's no way
Jeff,
they bring back Joss.
He still has a career?
This feels like people trying to say, oh, they're trying either rub it in. I see this from 2 camps. You either have the anti-Snyder people trying to say, just to rub it in and say this is the same people who were going to take over from Justice League, or you have people from the Snyder cult side who are trying to say, oh, this is because we don't like these people. This is the worst thing he could do.
Let me put it this way. It's not from the video I saw is not from the Snyder cult.
All right, so who knows? Again, that's why I said it sounds like it.
So that's why I say take it with a massive grain of salt.
I know. Again, this feels like it could fit in the either camps, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't think DCU is stupid enough to bring in
Jeff
Johns
yes.
For as a story consultant. Yes, that works. Not
he
to
would
like
be the
run
best
any of the
person.
productions, but to make sure, hey, particularly for Green Lantern, hey, we're doing a Green Lantern. Can you look through this and like make sure this is something Hal would say?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure James would bring him in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was gonna write the original Green Lantern movie that was gonna come out in the EU.
Yeah.
Yeah, and NJ, he could bring them in, but we'll see. But I think that's a good place to leave it. So, all right, great show, everyone, and we will see you next Friday. As for Comics League, I'll start. So tomorrow, well, there's gonna be no actual live shows tomorrow because Britt and I are recording, and movie nights on Sunday because I'm going to Florida SuperCon tomorrow. So if any of you are there and you see me, please don't be a stranger. So for Super Wonder Legacy, Britt and I are going to be comparing DC's handling of Wonder Woman to Marvel's handling of Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel. And then movie night, we're covering Superman versus the Elite. For the Amazon Answers, I'm covering the Clunrad run for Wonder Woman. In terms of Wonder Woman Wednesday, I got to see what I want to do for that topic. And yeah, so Robert, how about you, my friend?
We've had Pro Teaches Noobs. Today, Jared and I had gone over One More Day. And I'm going to be diving back and doing some Let's Play, starting with RoboCop, Rogue City, Unfinished Business. And then after that, I'll be diving into the Mafia games.
All right, JJheat, how about you, my brother?
As for me, you can find me at JJheat Plays or JJheat75. Coming up, I have a review on Ironheart. That's finally coming out. Also, I'm doing Solicitation with Nick Lenz and hopefully Teladia Plays this tomorrow night, and then I am doing. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought.
So good.
And I am doing hopefully another collab on Sunday after movie night, though that might end up being pre-recorded. And then Anime Blaze for Overlord. Oh, one last thing. Either this coming week or the next, New Direction Verse Heroes in Crisis. That I'm trying to settle on a final date on that.
Hell yeah.
And I'll be collabing with Jared on that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's see if we can fix Tom King's mistakes. Stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod and Steve Trevor. Steve never. He belongs to the center of the sun. Zoe is the Maxibat for life. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.